Check out my money spread. This was my very first introduction to gaming. The DS and the 3DS are very, very near to my heart and dear to me, and today I'm going to be talking about my collections for the DS and the 3DS families of systems. Now, starting with the DS family of systems, I've got 4 units here. These two are DSi's. This is a DS Lite, and this is the original DS. The one that I had as a kid is here, but in chronological release order, this chunky motherfucker was the first thing that they released. The first thing you might be noticing is that it kind of looks like shit. The form factor is pretty bad. Scott's talked extensively about this, and I quite like his work on them, so I'll refer you to him for further thoughts, but I mean, it's a chunky monkey. I got it for 40 bucks because I thought it would be fun to have one of each type of system. I didn't actually finish it, but look at that. It's like a sandwich. Well, not a 2DS. 2DS is much closer to a sandwich. Yeah, I mean, the screen's worse. I don't play on this one very much. I played through, I believe, one of the Pokemon games on this, but this is more of a cool thing to have than a system I use. DS Lite. Now this is the start of where the DS really kicked off into popularity. Much nicer form factor. My one's really grubby and stained because I got it pre-owned. And you'll see throughout this video a lot of the stuff is kind of grubby or gross looking because I got it when it was pre-owned or I was a kid, right? You can see like that's just, I think it's rust maybe? Yeah, so the GBA cartridge slot is still in this one, they took it out in this, but when you put a GBA game in it sort of sticks out to about there, so it's kind of gross. But besides that, this is a total upgrade over the original Chunky Monkey. So yeah, this is the DS of all time. I quite like it. This is the DSi. This is my childhood model. I'm quite surprised it's actually in this decent nick. I got this when I believe I was 5, and the first games that I was allowed to play was Pokemon SoulSilver from a family friend who fostered kids, and then one of the kids gave it to me. Yeah, the stylus is long gone, by the way. I think this one's stylus is still here. Yeah, this one's still got the stylus, but this one completely long gone. All right. I used to have these weird little. I hope that's not a battery bulge. Oh dear, I'll check that out later. I used to have these decals that you'd put on, really tacky sort of Wish.com stickers that you'd slap on the front and all around the buttons, and I only took them off, what, 5 years ago, maybe? Yeah, I love this system. So many dear memories. I played Pokemon on it, of course. I played Mario Kart DS. I played Mario Party DS on my own, which is how I grew to hate Mario Party. What's in here? Tetris DS, we'll get to that later. This, you may have noticed, is also a DSi, but it is in incredibly shit condition. Like, incredibly shit. And the reason is because I was riding my bicycle with my dad and saw this in the middle of the road. It had obviously been run over by a car, and I thought it was funny, so I took it home. So, amazing system. I love this piece of hardware so much. Let's get on to the games. New Soup. This is the quintessential DS game of all time. My copy's in Japanese because I found a couple of my DS games in Japan. You can play them on other region DSs without any modification, so I figured why not get this one for cheap. Now this is a solid video game. I do not give a shit about 2D Mario. I don't like the series. I don't think they're awful, but even though this one is pretty good, it didn't capture my attention enough to beat the game. I mean, I haven't really beaten Mario 1 properly by going through all the worlds. I don't think I've beat a single 2D Mario game besides Wii with my friend or brother once, I think, and Wonder. Wonder's awesome, but yeah. Now this is a perfectly respectable, good video game. It's just not my cup of tea, and I do not love the aesthetic style that sort of brought the series into for the next 20 years. Good game though, overall. Transformers, Dark of the Moon Decepticons. Now for this video I've decided that because I have so many DS games that are garbage like this, no offense to Transformers fans, but this is not exactly a you know, game of the year for anyone. I've sort of shuffled them like cards, so I have good game, bad game, good game, bad game. And I know nothing about this. I think I played it for 10 minutes maybe. But the reason I have this game and a bunch of other gross games you'll see later is because I would buy bundles, especially as a kid. I would buy like a bundle of 10 games, and in there might be one game that I give a shit about, and 9 of these. So yeah, I'll get through them quickly. Mario Kart DS. Now I believe this is the original box that I had when I had it as a kid. This was my first Mario experience ever. And I love this game. This is still probably my... oh, that's not good. Second or third favorite Mario Kart game, next to 8 Deluxe. I like it more than Wii. This game is amazing. It is pretty basic by modern standards, really. But the mission mode's incredibly fun. The character roster's awesome. I mean, Dry Bones for Smash. You got Rob, that's interesting. You got the character emblem creator thingy for the cards, that was always really fun. I don't know. Good music, good vibes. Mario's doing a funky little down smash on the B dasher. Lots of great memories in this game, I adore it. These ones I don't so much. Yeah, I'm not a Sims person, but I got these as part of a bundle. One thing I'll say really quickly, I hate these thick, clear boxes. In Australia, probably New Zealand and the UK and that kind of place, we have 2 different types of DS boxes. We have the normal black ones, like the rest of the world got, which are amazing to hold. I love these. They're solid, they're chunky, they're full. And then there's these, which are like bendy, clear, gross looking, and it looks like a DVD opening thing with the thumb hole. I hate it. I hate it so much, and it bends out every time you... This sucks, man. Anyway, no comment on Sims 2. I don't really know anything about The Sims. I have a Sims friend who will be quite annoyed at me, and I'm not sure why this is a separate game. Like, I get that they couldn't do DLC back then, but is this an upgraded version, or is it a version with only the new content, or... I don't know, I'm a fake Sims fan. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Now, this is probably my favorite visual novel of all time, probably be in my top 10-15 games of all time. I adore it. This was the box art, this was closer to the art on the box art of the Japanese and US version, I believe. The one we got over here is very sterile. It's kind of classy, I don't mind it too much. Again, this is a pre-owned copy, hence the marks I'm rubbing off. But yeah, this is an amazing game, and I'm glad that I played it on the DS, because you get Case 5, Rise from the Ashes, which is only for this game. This game first released for the GBA in Japan, and then they remade it and put it on the DS, and this is the version most of the West grew up with, I believe. Better music, better visuals, new case. This is the best way to play the game outside of the HD collection, which I haven't tried myself. This is one of a few games today that are reproduction cases or empty cases, and there's just a whole bunch of shit in these, so I apologize in advance. This is like a hacked cartridge thing with games in it, I think. I don't know, I got a couple of these as a kid in Bali. Yeah, this one here with 8 gigabytes. This was a childhood classic. This is how I played a lot of games. This is how I played Pokemon Ranger. This is how I played Plants vs. Zombies. This is how I played Pokemon Black and White. This is how I played Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Jungle Climber. This is how I played so many of my favorite childhood DS games. And they're all just stored on this like fake little cart thing that I got for probably 20 bucks in Bali once. One interesting thing about it is that the system won't work unless you set it to before 2010, and then the card can be read. It's really odd. So yeah, I probably should be taking better care of this, but I don't know. And then Big Brain Academy. This was a game that I played a lot on the Wii. I have the DS version as well. Dr. Loeb, I believe is his name, little earlobe guy. Well, I guess it would be lobes of the brain, but as a kid I was just the only lobe that I knew was the earlobe, so I was wondering why he was called that. Lobes of the brain makes a lot more sense now, actually, the more I think about it. Anyway, I don't have much thoughts on the DS version of Big Brain Academy. The Wii one's probably better. Justice for All. Now this is the second Ace Attorney game. Again, I was on the GBA and remade for the DS. And I think this box art's probably a little nicer than the first one. With the 4 sort of character portraits, this is the style they go for the rest of the Ace Attorney series. My copy's in very good nick, actually. And this is a good game as well. It's not as good as the original, but it's still pretty good. I mean, it's worth playing, absolutely. Astro Boy, the video game. It's again one of these really gross looking boxes, and I don't give a shit about this game at all. It kind of looks like Megaman in a way, at a glance, because of course the first Megaman was originally developed as an Astro Boy game before being changed early in development. Yeah, I don't care. And Trials and Tribulations. This is the third of the original trilogy. Again with a very similar box art to the second one, which does make it a little odd when they're next to each other, because, you know, there's a bit of a discrepancy between what they're going for. Same with the spines. For some reason the first and second one are very similar, but the third one, they killed off Phoenix from the spine. But the second and third one have the same 4-panel thing. It's weird. Anyway, this game is really, really good. These games are all really, really good. That font is atrocious, but I mean, they're really great games, and I'm glad I have them on DS. I gotta be honest, I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's like a tycoon thing, like those PC games. Yeah, it looks like it. I've never played this. This is a bona fide classic. This guy right here, the chef, is a spirit in Smash Bros. And Cooking Guide Can't Decide What to Eat is just a funny name for a game. I haven't used this to cook anything personally, but DK Jungle Climber. Now, this is a fake box, I believe, and a fake cartridge. If you look closely, it is very, very much a reproduction knockoff. But, I mean, I liked this game. I played it through the R4 cartridge originally. Very, very weird knockoff box, but I don't know. I got this in a bundle, and I would like to get the real game at some point, because this is probably my favorite Donkey Kong game, because I haven't played many of them. And it's fun. I like Xananab. He's not in the box, but he's like the alien guy you help. I don't know. It's a fake game. I don't know why I still have it. Tetris Party Deluxe. Now, I'm not the biggest Tetris enjoyer. I think it's pretty good. But this is just a silly little multiplayer Tetris game for the DS. It's kind of cool. Lunar Genesis. Now this game, again, awful box, bad condition with sticker residue and gunk all over it. But Lunar Genesis is like a weirdly high quality title from what I've heard. It says the first true RPG for the Nintendo DS. I'm not so sure about that. But, I mean, this is a game series that some people actually give a shit about, so, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. Dragon Ball Supersonic Warriors 2. Interestingly, this is made by, or published by, Atari. Now, this is a very, very dogshit fighting game for the DS. It's kind of fun, because it's, like, stupid bad, but the flying around just makes it so that there's no such thing as neutral. It's also fucking vacuum sealed together. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, no, it's a bad game, but it's kind of fun in a way for 20 minutes. Lego Ninjago, the video game. I never watched Ninjago as a kid, really. Maybe snippets here and there. But this came in a bundle, and I mean, it's kind of cute. Bit of a snapshot of the past, I guess you could say. Very, very unsatisfying cartridge design. Super Mario DS. Yeah, Super Mario 64 DS is an interesting thing to exist, because when the DS came out, it was sort of the 64 but portable, the same way the GBA was the SNES but portable, and then the 3DS was the GameCube but portable. At least that's how it was perceived as. So this makes sense, but it also doesn't. I don't know. I don't have a lot of love for this game. Playing a 64 game with a D-pad is kind of gross. The new stuff they added is fun. I like Wario, he's very cool. But I'm not passionate about it. I used to have 2 copies, I actually sold one. But yeah, I mean, it's Mario DS, it's fine. Chronicles of Mystery, Curse of the Ancient Temple, intriguing story to discover tons of puzzles and riddles. I don't know why Scarlett Johansson's there, and I have not played this game. But I googled it, and this is actually a fairly long-running series that's also on PC, which is interesting. maybe I'll give it a shot at some point. I mean, point and click adventure games like The Room's good. Tetris DS. I probably should have put this with the other Tetris game a minute ago. But I have a friend who at one point in high school I saw him playing what looked like Metroid Tetris on his DS during lunch, and I thought that was so cool, and I went home and I googled it and I had to have that game. And you can see there's Metroid, there he is in all his glory. And it's just Tetris, but it has cool little Nintendo themes, and it's a fun thing to play for 20 minutes. I mean, it's Tetris. How do you not like Tetris? This is another reproduction box, same as the other Donkey Kong, actually. And it's just Mario and Donkey Kong. It's not an incredible game, but I liked it as a kid. Clubhouse Games, this is the original. When 51 Worldwide Classics came out on Switch, I wasn't aware that this existed. But it's pretty cool. They've gone from more than 40 all the way to 51. That's quite a lot in 10 years, whatever it was. I mean, it's a very basic collection of card games and board games. I'm sure I would have loved this if I had it as a kid. Mystery Case Files, Millionaire Missing. This is another point and click bullshit slop. I don't care, but it's probably not bad. This is incredible. This is peak. I love you, Mega Man Zero. I don't love this box because new best price 2000 is not the nicest thing to have slapped on the top of the box. But if you don't read Japanese, this is the Mega Man Zero collection, Rockman Zero collection. And it says a little 2D action down the bottom there, which is pretty funny. This is probably in the DS because I was playing it. I mean, I beat Rockman Zero 1 all the way through without save states on this at one point, even though the games are really, really hard. This is just a collection of the first four, well, the only 4 Zero games on the DS, which is kind of cool. If you're playing like the DSi, you don't have access to the slot to put in the GBA games, and they're kind of hard to get. So I'm glad it exists. This is not the first way I played it. I played them emulated, and then this, and then the Legacy Collection. Someday I want to get it without the new best price 2000, because that's on the paper. This is just a thing that some games do in Japan. It's really gross. Gufields Nightmare. Yeah, this one's also peak. And by that I mean it's kind of abysmal. It's not the worst thing ever. It's just really, really lame, generic, slop, licensed kids game platformer. And I bought this on its own for some reason. I'm not sure why. Dragon Quest Monsters 2 Joker. I don't really know very much about Dragon Quest, but it has Goku on the back, you know, from Dragon Ball. I guess they did a crossover at some point. But, I don't know, I bought this thinking that I would get into Dragon Quest and I would want to play this monster collecting spin-off thing, but I never did. It's kind of cool, I guess. This is for my hero episode, if I ever get around to that, but am I really gonna? Puzzler Collection Thousands of Puzzles. This is the epitome of DS slop. Just random shit put out on there. It's probably not even bad quality, but back in the day, this was $50. That's insane. I got this as a part of a bundle. I mean, the box is in not bad nick, so I don't mind having it. It's just, I don't care about it. These are Mega Man Star Force 1 Leo and Star Force 2 Zerka X Ninja? No, this is Shinobi. And what that means is, in the Mega Man Star Force series, it's sort of like Pokemon with the multiple versions. For the first game, you've got Leo, Pegasus, and Dragon, I think. And for the second game, you've got Zerka X Ninja and Zerka X Shinobi. And then the third one's more. But I've only got one copy of the first game and one copy of the second game, and I haven't played through either of them yet. But I do intend to at some point, probably in English though. I just like having Mega Man stuff physically in my hands. I love the guy, I love the franchise. I don't know very much about the Star Force part of the series compared to the any others, because I've obviously played through all of Classic, X, Zero, ZX Legends, and I've tried Battle Network. This is a successor to Battle Network in the alternate universe, so I don't know a ton about it, but I'll get back to it at some point. Toy Story 3, I'm not going to get back to this one. Toy Story 3 on PS3 and Wii and so on, I think is like a really good game, people have said. But come on, man, for the DS? This is Man ZX Advent, and this is also an incredible game. It has the same logo for the 20th anniversary, and this is during peak Capcom overproduction era, where there was way too much stuff coming out for Mega Man. This market got oversaturated and they kind of cancelled the series, which is sad. But you've got Ash and Grey there. I love this game. It's not as good as the first ZX, but it's one of the best action platformers that I've played, probably. I mean, it's a B-tier Mega Man game, but you know, I love Mega Man, so I love this game. For some reason, this was sandwiched between the next two games, but this is a slightly bent Albus Dumbledore holographic collectible card from inside of a chocolate frog that you could get from Harry Potter Land in the UK about 10 years ago. Isn't that cool? Crime Scene, Police Line Do Not Cross. These slop games really got to work on their titles. It says Criminology on the inside, not Crime Scene. I wonder why. Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam. I'm not sure why the paper doesn't go all the way to the edge. It pisses me off too. Maybe this is like a fake printout someone's made, but yeah, this is Tony Hawk on the DS, and I don't give a shit. Harry Potter, The Order of the Phoenix, live action, the game. Yeah, this really shows you a lot about what's wrong with the DS's library. It's all shit like this, where people find it easy to develop for, and they put some dog shit out on it. I don't care about Harry Potter. The fifth movie was kind of fine, I guess, but I'm not going to play this, am I? Nintendogs! This is a good game, of course. This is the sort of flagship of the early DS from Nintendo themselves. Now, again, with the versions, there's multiple different dogs you can have on the cover. This one's probably the most iconic, I would guess, and it looks the nicest on the shelf, I think. I'm not particularly into Nintendogs. I used to play it a little bit. I remember I had a few dogs, but I kind of got bored after like a week or two. I don't know, it wasn't my style of game. FIFA 09. This is not a game that I would buy on my own, I don't think, at all. That may be like a dead insect in there. Goes to show you how much I haven't opened this. And Zelda Phantom Hourglass, I believe. This is a game that I have not yet played that I'm meant to play. I really should. This box isn't in the best condition, but I found it for like 10 bucks in Japan, and I thought, yeah, why not? And yeah, I mean, it's cool to have, I guess. I really should play it though. And the Zelda games are not exactly dialogue heavy in terms of the gameplay. Like, it's not like you need to follow the story too well, but I probably would play it in English. I'm not sure why I got this, looking back. Speed round. I've got a couple of these little official game cases for single carts. I don't have enough for every single cart, which is why sometimes you'll see a few sort of pop out like this. This is Cars for the DS. This is a game that I spent a lot of time in. It's a silly little mini game collection, but I have a lot of weirdly strong memories of it. I always got sort of stuck on the menu screen with the car park where you could scroll left and right, and I always thought I was missing something. But yeah, I remember I liked this game a lot as a kid. This is the second R4 cartridge. This is the more powerful one, 2014. I would have been in year 4. So yeah, this is more memories. In here we have Phineas and Ferb and How to Train Your Dragon. I have not played either of these. These were part of bundles. Despicable Me and Shrek Forever After. Now, Shrek Forever After has Rumpelstiltskin, a character I have been told that I look like in real life, which is not very pleasant, so I haven't played that. But Despicable Me, believe it or not, Despicable Me on the DS is like a pretty decent Mario vs. Donkey Kong knockoff, which is interesting, because why? I mean, I guess the Minions, that's kind of cool. And we have Brain Training the original. Now, I have a lot more Brain Trainings later, but this one is out for some reason, so I'll take care of it later, I promise. Now, we are up to the Pokemon section. So Pokemon was a major part of what I played as a kid. It really shaped me in terms of my gaming tastes. Unfortunately, this seems to have fallen out. This is a legitimate copy of Pokemon Diamond that I lost the box of as a kid. Diamond was not my first game. I believe I played SoulSilver, then SoulSilver Y, Diamond, Omega, Ruby, Sun, Moon. So yeah, I really went a bit out of order, but I didn't love Diamond as a kid. I beat it. I still have Poppy the Empoleon on my Scarlet Violet, but I couldn't tell you anything else that happened in that playthrough. And I wish I did have the original box. It does sadden me that I have to keep it in this. This is a reproduction copy of Pokemon Platinum, I believe. Actually, I can't tell with the naked eye through the camera. I have one fake copy and one real copy. I'll show you why later. But I played through Pokemon Platinum in the real copy, which is here. The box for this one is beautiful. I love the glittering. And the cartridge is in my 3DS case because I was using it. So this would be the fake one, yeah. Platinum is a much better game than Diamond in pretty much every respect. As a kid, I played Platinum more. I'm not sure when I got Platinum, actually, in relation to the others. I mean, this is looking back at me from like a 5 to 15-year-old. It's kind of hard to do that and remember when things took place. But I remember thinking Platinum was pretty good. Here we have HeartGold in Japanese and SoulSilver in English. Now, this was my first ever Pokemon game. This was my first ever real video game that wasn't a brain teaser trainer thing. And I'm so glad I still have the box. I think the manual is fucked. Yep, the manual's gone. But this is my original cartridge. I was stupid enough a few years ago to erase my original save with like 600 hours on it or something in order to play another run of the game, I guess. But in that playthrough, the original one, I used to do shit like trying to use pixel art to write out Jirachi's name in the grass because I had like the handbook that goes with these games, and I saw Jirachi and I thought, wow, he's so cool. But yeah, I was a stupid kid. This was my first game. I love it. Of course I do. Look, I could make a very long Pokemon video, so I'm probably going to save some thoughts for that. HeartGold, this is in much nicer condition, and it does have a complete interior, so it's much nicer to hold in the hands. Of course, it's in Japanese, but what can you do? HeartGold and SoulSilver are fantastic games, some of the best the Pokemon franchise has ever made. And if you notice on the back of this one, it says not for resale, because I believe this was in a bundle with the Pokewalker. And the Pokewalker is like this pedometer thing that I used to take to school a lot, I remember. Yes, I was a bit of a nerdy kid, but I would take this to school and walk around and play with my Pokemon on there, and I don't know, I love the Pokewalker. I don't think mine's still got battery. Yeah, nah. And then we got Black and White. Now, you may notice that Black is just the game on its own in very nice condition, whereas White is in this sort of cardboard sleeve. Now, I'm not sure why, but in Japan, some games came in a sleeve with the box inside, so this is even nicer condition. Ideally, I'd have them both the same, because that's nice, but I'm not going to throw out this beautiful cardboard sleeve, am I? Black and White, I have only played through properly recently, and that's properly with a massive asterisk. As a kid, I played through Black on the R4 cartridge that I mentioned earlier, but I would use a whole bunch of cheats and hacks and mods and bullshit to have like level 100 shiny legendaries and stuff, so that doesn't really count, and I don't remember much of the story. And then recently I played through it with a modified save file on an emulator in one afternoon, where I only used the Pokemon Clang. I quite like the Pokemon Clang, you see. He's one of my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, I haven't really experienced these games properly. I do have a save file for, I believe, White on one of my DS's with the cartridge in it at the moment, but I don't know, I got these in Japan cheaply because I thought it would be cool to have them, and it is cool to have them, but I really should play them properly. I've also just noticed that Zekrom's little wing extends over to the top, and there's a Pokeball logo here embossed. That's so cute. Shreks Carnival Craze Party Games. I got this as a gift from a high school friend because it was silly and goofy. He's doing well now, I believe. Moved house. Haven't seen him in years. Kind of sad. But yeah, Shrek style. I haven't played it for more than 20 minutes. Do you want to learn English or do you want to learn Spanish? I have my Spanish coach in English, and I have English coach in Japanese. Do I need these? No, I do not. I don't know anything about Spanish, and I don't know why I would need to learn English from a Japanese perspective. But this was like $3, and this was in a bundle, so, I mean, I can make a really outdated, really lame reference to the English or Spanish joke. Sonic on the DS. He had quite a few games. These are the only 3 that I've got. Starting here, this is just a subpar collection of Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles. They market it as 4 games, even though 3 and Knuckles is the same thing. Well, they're meant to be one thing. And, I mean, the emulation quality isn't great. The screen is not great to play on. My copy has, like, a cut through this for some reason. I'm not sure why. And I don't like Sonic very much. This was one of my first experiences with him, I believe. I don't know. Not impressed. Not impressed at all. But, I mean, it is 4 games that most people consider very good, so I can't complain too much. Dark Brotherhood is famous for being dog shit. I'll play a little sample of the music here, maybe. But I might want to spare your ears. I'm not sure if I even will. I mean, this is funny bad, but it is just bad. It's like an RPG thing that's like incredibly poorly designed. And Sonic Rush. Now this is a Boost Formula 2D game. I believe it had a sequel on the DS, and then also a spiritual successor in Sonic Colors DS. I've played not very much of this game, I got bored. I did beat Sonic Colors DS through the R4 cartridge I mentioned earlier. And that is one of the only 2 Sonic games that I've beaten alongside Forces, and I did not love either of them, so I'm not sure why I have this. I like Blades, she's cool. Zenses. Now Zenses is like a meditation minigame thing. There's a lot of these sort of similar slop, as I keep repeatedly saying, on the DS. And Zenses Ocean is just one of a few Zenses. I think there's like a bamboo-y jungle one or something. And, I mean, I can put an image up, but there's a whole bunch of different Zenses games. And I thought it would be kind of cool to collect them all at one point, but I got this in a bundle, I don't care about it. Empty box. What is it? It is more brain training. You know how earlier I said that I had a brain training cartridge? Boom. 2 brain training cartridges. They're both real. This is more R4 shit. I'm not even sure what this thing is, but garbage. And more brain training. There you go. Wouldn't that be a lot of brain training? Yeah, it would be. However, what if it was more? That would be pretty cool. What if it was more? $50 back in the day, mind you. But yeah, I have 3 copies of more brain training and 2 copies of brain training. I'm not sure why. But yeah, Dr. Kawashima isn't on the front of these, but this is the Dr. Kawashima's games. Dr. Kawashima's brain training, How Old Is Your Brain? It's just very hard to tell. I kind of like the box art where his face is on the front, but I mean, I've got 3 of them. You want one? Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, this game's awesome. I played a lot more Rhythm Heaven Fever on the 3DS than the original, but yeah, this game's awesome. It's sick. I'm kind of looking forward to the new one. And look at this. You get a little personal invitation to Club Nintendo with some of these games. It's so cute, just looking back at this kind of shit. I never got much of the Club Nintendo stuff. I don't think I ever properly signed up. I don't even have the Wiimote holder. But yeah, Rhythm Heaven's awesome. Love this game. 100 Classic Book Collection with Shakespeare, Dickens, Austen. This was one of the games that came out around the time of the DSi XL, I believe, where they sort of marketed it to older people. And yeah, I mean, it's good to exist. I'm sure this was probably really awesome back in the day, but I personally would rather just read the book. Cool to have the game though. Koibi Candace Curse. This is towards the tail end of where the Australian government was using these gross sort of white boxes with the classification for G, which is for general audiences, for everyone. And Kirby Candace Curse, I believe, is Rainbow... No, Rainbow Paintbrush is the Wii U one. I don't know. It has a different name in different regions. But this is an actually decently fun little gimmicky Kirby platformer game. I got this very cheaply, but because it was like a high-profile Nintendo published game, I picked it up. Even though I'm not in love with Kirby, it's got nice box art, It's fun to play. I didn't beat it, but I mean, it's cool. It's a good game. Spyro Shadow Legacy. This is supposedly the worst Spyro game I've heard. And I'm not sure why I even have it, but inside is Mario Party DS. Now this is, like I said earlier, one of my childhood games. SoulSilver, Mario Kart, Mario Party DS, and the Brain ones were the main ones I had for a couple years there. But this is the game that taught me to hate Mario Party, so thanks, buddy. Super Monkey Ball! I love Monkey Ball. Like I said, I don't remember what video it was, probably the Switch one. I have quite a few Monkey Ball games, and this one is pretty fun. It controls surprisingly well for the D-pad, but it's not very innovative. I like the menus, but trying to control a game like this on a screen that tiny, it's just not the best experience. And I got stuck on the starfish level. You know, the one where it's sort of like got walls that look like a star that go out, and it sort of spins and slows down, and then it spins and slows down, and you have to get in the middle when it's like slowed down, but you can't wait for it to stop before going, so you have to time it. That's really fucking hard for some reason, and I never got past that, but I played a few worlds. This game's good. Layton and the Unwound Future. Now this is a massive game that people say is really, really good, but I got this as part of a bundle, I think. And I wanted to play the original Layton first. I'm not sure if there's much of a plot to these games, but I've heard it's like Ace Attorney but more puzzle, which is kind of cool, I guess. When I play the original Layton, I look forward to trying this one out afterwards. And Art Academy. Now this is the game that Vincent from Smash Bros comes from originally, and it's very cute. I don't have a lot of time in this game. There's Vincent up there in the top left. But I have a lot of time in Pokemon Art Academy, and given that they're pretty similar, I can say it's pretty good. I'm glad this game exists. This probably taught a lot of kids a lot of things back in the day. But that's it for my DS games. I'm going to move on to a quick little break for the GBA now. You're looking at my entire GBA collection. Now, I put my name on it in Texter, which is pretty stupid looking back, and there's my initials under there. This is my GBA SP. This was, I bought this actually off of a friend of mine in early high school. I don't think he probably even gives a shit about video games anymore. But this is how I played the GBA as a kid. I got this, of course, a few years after the DS, in the beginning of high school, 2018 maybe. But I don't know, I don't have much nostalgia for this system. I got this for $40 though, which is pretty good. The caveat, of course, is that the charger, he got this in Nepal, so I need to use like an adapter to charge it. And I'll mention real quick, this adapter here for the GBA SP, I believe it's different to the original GBA because that just had batteries, you didn't plug it in. But this is the one that they used for the original DS, but then the DS Lite has its own unique adapter, and then the DSi and 3DS are the same, I believe, so it's a bit of a clusterfuck there, but yeah, I mean, the system's pretty cool. It's a good little form factor, I just didn't play it very much. This is Ice Age 2 The Meltdown. It's a shitty platformer game, and this is the only GBA game that I have right now. I also own Pokemon Sapphire, but I've lended that out to my friend at the moment. So when he gives me Sapphire back, I can have a grand total of 2 GBA games, which is pretty cool. I also got Sapphire off this same friend, along with a Mask toy over there. And now it's time for the 3DS. This is my new Nintendo 3DS XL, and as you can tell, it is incredibly battered. The paint's coming off there. The screws are a bit loose. The stick is gone. The nipple here is got like thumb marks in it. There's calamine lotion in the crack because it was in my mum's handbag as a kid and she spilt it. It's gone through some shit, but oh, and it's not even charged. I can't even show you my Scott the Woz theme. Yeah, the battery isn't holding charge as well anymore. But I love this. This is my main 3DS system. I use it all the time. Well, relatively. Maybe once a week. Good system. One of the best, probably the best handheld system that they've ever been made, besides the Switch. And this is my equally beat up case, of course. You can see it is a Primal Kyogre. I used to have Alpha Sapphire as well as Omega Ruby, but I sold it because I'm a stupid idiot. I used to have Pokemon Conquest as well, but I sold that because I'm a stupid idiot. And I was a kid who wanted money, you see. This is the normal Kyogre stylus. I also have a Pikachu stylus and a Pokeball stylus. I'm not sure where those have gone. And just really quickly, I've got Pokemon White 2 in here. This is a copy I lent off a friend, so I didn't show off the box earlier. I got Shovel Knight. This is probably a bit of spoilers. I got Smash, of course, the game that I got with my system and played probably most. Kiddic Uprising. We got Pokemon Y, we got Pokemon Omega Ruby, we got Mega Man Zero Collection, and we got Pokemon Platinum. And here we have a couple of games that I got in a bundle that I do not have the cases for. PES, Pro Evolution Soccer 2012, and Mario Kart 7. Now this was a launch title, I believe. I don't give a shit about soccer. And Mario Kart 7, I mean, I played 20 minutes of it. I never grew up with the game. I got it recently, it's fine. This is a 3DS charging cradle for the original model 3DS, which I may have not known at the time. But you press the button there and the little thingies come out to charge it. It's kind of cool, it's cute. This bit flips down so you can... I don't even know what that's for then. Why does it flip down? Someone tell me. But yeah, I got this for 50 cents because I thought it was funny. And it does not fit my 3DS because it is the wrong model. It's a bit too fat. But I have this anyway. And here are the AR cards. 3DSs all came with these to begin with. And they're sort of something you can scan on the 3DS to do like this weird, alternate reality thing. It seems like, yeah, I've got all 6 of them. But, there's just bits of paper. Not much to say here. I don't have a ton of 3DS games, so this is going to go pretty quick. Sticker Star and 3D Land, these are my Mario games. Now, Mario 3D Land is sort of if they made 3D Mario with 2D level design ideas, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of that, this is an actually really fun game. I beat it all the way through. I didn't do the Luigi stuff, I started it. Lovely box, by the way. Lovely interior, just high quality all the way. This game feels good. The 3D stuff is kind of hard with depth perception, I struggle with that. But the level design is fun, it's simple, it's just good to play. This is a good video game. I didn't have it when I was a real little young kid, but it's a classic. Sticker Star, I have not played this. It is apparently incredibly bad. I'm not a Paper Mario fan. I don't remember when I got this or why, but it was pre-owned, so... Maybe someday I'll pop this in to laugh at it. Smash. This is the game that I played probably the most hours in my childhood, up until age 15, 12 maybe, outside of Pokemon SoulSilver. This game is amazing. I could go on and on and on about how much I love this game and all the things that it has and all the things that it does. And there's so much nostalgia tied to this. I replayed the demo of this game on my 3DS hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I'm not going to gush too much more, but this game's fantastic. Lego The Hobbit. I don't remember the plot of The Hobbit. I read the book as a kid, and I have not played this game. Kiddic Uprising. This is a fantastic game, fantastic writing, directed by Sakurai, I believe. A real return of the Kid Icarus series, and this influenced a lot of Kid Icarus representation in Smash Bros. Series, with things like the Ore Club and that kind of thing. And this game is fun. I have not finished it yet because the control scheme is really difficult to use because you have to swipe the bottom screen as well as using the triggers, and my hands are massive, right? Like, look at the size of my hand compared to the new 3DS XL. This, it still feels tiny. It's like using half Joy-Cons. So my hands get really cramped really quickly. So I have to play this game in like 30-minute sessions. But I've got these little cards here, the AR cards that I haven't unboxed. Or unwrapped, rather. And yeah, this is a good game that I really need to set aside time to finish. I also really like it when games use these little spaces here for something. Like there's little faces and Pitu down there. Very cute. Shovel Knight. I talked about this in the Switch episode. This is a Japanese copy, and this game is fantastic. I played through it on Switch, not 3DS, but the reason that I have it on 3DS is because I have somewhere a cardboard box that is Shovel Knight plus the Shovel Knight amiibo. Now, I have the Shovel Knight amiibo over there in his box and this, and it was a pre-owned bundle for very cheap. And that's the main reason I got it. But it's a good game to have anyway, just because it's fantastic. I'm not going to show you any amiibo today, because I have a shit ton of amiibo, and I'm saving that for the amiibo episode. Actually, I lied. I'll show you one amiibo. And here's the box it came in, if you were wondering. Yeah, I found this. Bravely Default Flying Fairy. This is where this cartridge belongs, and I'll put it back in there now. This is just called Bravely Default over here. Spoilers. You don't want to trust this little fairy character. And I'm not sure if it's going to show up on camera, but there's this lovely rainbow glittery effect across the whole thing. Yeah, I really thought I would love this game because I love the soundtrack, especially that final boss theme, the live version. It's amazing. But yeah, I haven't got around to this one yet. Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition. This was a launch title for the system, actually. And it is bad. I mean, it's cool. It's like a gimmick that it works, and you can do touchscreen controls, which is really funny. And it has Hakan, which is awesome. It also has Jury, which is awesome. Who the hell is that on the left? Up the top. I actually can't tell who that's meant to be. Is that like Goken? Sagat? I don't know. I'm stumped. Anyway, yeah, this game's not very good, but it's funny. This is Monster Hunter Generations. Now, the friend that I mentioned earlier that moved away, he and I used to play Monster Hunter. He was a big fan of Monster Hunter, had all the games. I tried Generations. It's not for me. I'm glad I tried it. I also tried Rise. It's fine as a series. It's just not something I would want to play. I hate the grindy repetitiveness. Rayman Origins. This is one of the better Rayman games, so I've heard. Apparently the 3DS version's not very good, and it's got this weird stain on it from a sticker. I'm not a Rayman fan. It's kind of cute. The designs for the fairies in this one are pretty funny. It just feels bad, like Ori. It feels bad to play. Yokai Watch, yeah, no, this is like Pokemon at Home. It's not really. It's pretty different, but I watched the anime as a kid with my brother. Maybe a young teenager. It wasn't very good. And this game is a classic of the 3DS system, but I didn't get very far in it, and it's very juvenile. I can't really recommend it. And now we're on to the Pokemon section again. Pokemon Art Academy. This game, I remember when I got it in an iPad box with this inside, so that when I would unwrap it as a gift, I would see an iPad box, and I thought, oh, am I getting an iPad? Surely not. And then inside it was this. Now, because I was me as a kid, I was very glad that I got Pokemon Art Academy and not an iPad, because what the hell am I going to do with that besides watch Pokemon videos? With this, I get to draw Fennekin. Yeah, I have a good number of hours in this, and I think it's very fun. Very fun, chill game. I like it a lot. And these are the Pokemon games I have for the 3DS. I have yet to get X. I used to have Alpha Sapphire, I need to reclaim it. I have yet to get Ultra Sun, but these are the games that I have. These are the ones that I had as a kid, and then I got these when they came out in year 7. I remember year 6, wasn't it? 2016, yeah. I remember my year 6 teacher was playing the game after class one day. Love that guy. Pokemon Y. It's a fun game. I like it a lot. I've been back to it recently. I did a full playthrough. My team's awesome. I'll post it here. I have done some shiny hunting. I have a shiny Dragalge with the chain fishing method. It's a bit basic, but it's a very respectable game. I like Gen 6 quite a lot. Auraz, probably the best games in the franchise, realistically. Top 3, easily. Incredible. This is the game I spent the most time in besides SoulSilver. Secret bases, all that shit. Hundreds and hundreds of hours. Mirage spots, shiny hunting, I love it. Sun and Moon. Now, why I have both of them is a question for the god, not me. But the Gen 7's incredible. I played Moon first as a kid, and then later Sun, and I played through and beat it both times. I got the full Pokedex in this one, possibly this one, and definitely this one, at least 2 or 3 times. I moved to Ultra Moon as my main game for a while. But, yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I adore Gen 7. It's probably one of the best generations ever. Yoshi! Now, I'm not a big Yoshi fan. I haven't beaten any of the Yoshi games. Yoshi's New Island, I found, no, I think I did a swap, yes. Star Fox 64 and Yoshi's New Island for... I don't even remember what I gave away, clearly it didn't matter much to me. But, this was with that same friend. Yoshi's New Island is very, very boring. It is Yoshi's Island, but not as fun to move around in, and much more bland level design and visuals. Don't care about it. Plus, the Nintendo Select border is much worse on the 3DS than the Wii because it's square and not longer rectangle, you know? This game is much, much nicer. For some reason, my copy is extremely thin, like it's not puffed out. I guess it's just been compressed. Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World is a sort of demake or port from the Wii U to the 3DS, which is interesting. And the little Poochy-lings, it's very cute. This game has incredible amiibo support, where you can make custom yarn colors for your Yoshis. Incredible box art, by the way, as well. And you can scan an amiibo to get like a Wii Fit trainer or a Ryu skin for your Yoshi, which is pretty cool, and there's like 80 of them. Yeah, this game is also not very interesting gameplay-wise. I didn't beat it, but it's much, much nicer to own. I got this as a gift from my grandmother, actually. We were walking in the shop and found this for a decent price. For some reason, the paper here is squishy, soggy, like it's been... It's not wet, I don't know what it even is. You can see my fingers just made a mark there. Yeah, I mean, I got this bundle, so I have these amiibo over there. It's a pretty good game. I can't shit on it too much. Star Fox 64 3D, again with the border, it's kind of gross. But this is the only Star Fox game I've beaten. I played through it a couple of times. It's kind of fun. I get the appeal of it on the SNES. They really should have evolved it more, I think, and made it a bigger budget title. Majora's Mask 3D. Now this is just the figurine. I do not have the actual game. I have not played the actual game. But this is, I believe, an edition of the game that came with the Skull Kid collectible figure, which is here. And the figure's really cool. I've had him on a shelf or in a cabinet for years and years and years at this point. And it's quite high quality for what you get. But yeah, this was sold to me without the game, so I haven't actually played the game. I have it on 64, but not 3DS. Layton and the Miracle Mask. I believe this is a sequel to the last game on the DS. Again, I got this in expectation of playing Layton 1. I've yet to play Layton 1, so I have not played this. I like how it uses the interior though. Picross 3D Round 2. Now there's a whole bunch of Picross games on the 3DS. It's sort of one of its equivalents to the DS's slopware. But this is actually a really cute, really charming, really fun little puzzle game. I've played maybe 5-10 hours of this. It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as much of a Picross guy as Scott, but it's good. Cold Sept Revolt. Now this is a weird, obscure game. I don't remember when I got it. I think I bought it online. But it's just bizarre. It's like a strategy board game thing. I played 20 minutes, couldn't figure out what the fuck I was meant to do and turned it off. I really should get back to it. But it's cool to have. He's in Smash Bros. As a spirit. Tiburoba Zipflash. This game blows. Aha, laugh now. Yeah, this game's awful. I have a friend who passed out in school and almost had a seizure because he stayed up all night playing it because he's stupid. Yeah, shoutouts to you, stupid. Steel Diver. Now this game and I have a history, and that history is that I played it and I thought it was much better than most people gave it credit for. I don't adore it. I think it's like a 7 out of 10 game. It's a cute little top secret on the manual there because, you know, it's a military strategy game. Not strategy, it's a military, I guess it's a platformer. It feels weird because there's no platforms. It's a really unique game. It's a slow-paced, short, 2D side-scrolling thing where you play as a submarine. And I remember there was a couple of weeks there where I really wanted to take it upon myself to make the Steel Diver wiki more fleshed out. I made a few pages for it. It was a project I used to do in chemistry or science class or something like that in high school, and I didn't finish it because there's a lot to do and no one gives a shit about Steel Diver, but this game is close to my heart for that reason. And that's also, the blue shark is where the gun in Smash Bros. That like starts slow and then goes fast comes from. Steel Diver, good game. Mega Man Legacy Collection. This is the only amiibo you get to see today. I got these as a bundle, of course. This was inside, and I'll show you the interior of this in a moment. Mega Man Legacy Collection for the 3DS is one of the earlier versions of it. I like the box art a lot more. But it doesn't have features like Rewind, which is interesting, or Challenges, so it's inferior to the Switch one, so I don't play it as much. But, I mean, it's still Mega Man. It's still pretty cool. It comes with some stickers here, with Mega Man, Proto Man. I used this Proto Man render to make a profile picture with Josuke Jojolian back in the day. Dr. Wily and a Met Hall. I mean, I'm not going to use these, but it's kind of cute that they threw them in there. You got free codes for Mega Man themes on the 3DS, and Mega Man songs. And of course, you got like a little piece of paper pretending to be an instruction manual. And then in here, we have a gold Mega Man amiibo, of course, the game, and then some postcards, which I'll show you presently. Now, I found this on eBay and sort of dropped hints, and my dad got it for me as a gift. It was entirely too expensive, but I'm glad that he got it for me, because you're not finding one of these days for more than $500. Less than $500, right? Here is the gold Mega Man. You can see that it was cheaper because this box was actually opened. I did not open this box, but there he is in all his glory. I adore him, my son. He's still got the NFC blocker at the bottom, which they removed in later gens of amiibo boxes. Very interesting there. You can see it's also got the Smash Bros logo. That's just because this is the Mega Man Smash Bros amiibo mold painted gold, which is interesting that they didn't make a unique one, because later they made a Mega Man 11 amiibo, which was unique, you know. And then in here we have the postcards. I think they're still sealed. Yeah. No, I definitely opened this. It's just been resealed, because I remember looking through them. Yeah, here we've got Mega Man with the Super Adapter, with Yamato Man and Plant Man in Mega Man 6. Little postcard on the back. We have Mega Man fighting Gravity Man with Proto Man also, from Mega Man 5. We have Mega Man with the Skull Barrier fighting Pharaoh, Dive. Who's that meant to be? Someone green from Mega Man 4. Probably Toad Man and Ring Man up there from Mega Man 4. We've got Gamma from Mega Man 3 with Rush, which means he's using the correct strategy for that fight. Gemini Man, Snake Man, Mega Man 3. We've got Crash Man, you know, he likes men. Quick Man, Metal Man, and they're in what looks to be Crash Man stage? No, it's Quick Man stage, it's just not... Yeah, it's Quick Man stage. Mega Man 2. And Mega Man and Cutman and Gutsman in Mega Man 1. He's very angry there. Very, very angry there. But yeah, these are just cute little postcards that I'm never going to send to anyone. But, cute that it exists. And finally, we have Rhythm Paradise Mega Mix. This is Rhythm Heaven on the 3DS. I'm not sure why it's Rhythm Paradise and not Rhythm Heaven. I guess it's a region thing. But I played the shit out of this game. This and WarioWare Gold, which I have digitally hacked, of course, not actually paid for. But yeah, this game's awesome. I love it. In case you were wondering, this is what's on my 3DS. It's got the Woz theme. And he says, "Hey, Scott here." We got hacked games, and I have a whole bunch of games that I put on here. We got legit games. These are proper games that I bought on the eShop before it went down. Dream Radar's pretty shit. Mega Man Extreme, Wily's Revenge, Mega Man 2, Pokemon Blue, that's how I played through the game. Rumble World, I love this game, even though it's mashing. And SteamWorld Dig, it's kind of fun. Backup, I made a backup, a Legacy collection. I got Minecraft recently, not physically. Some NES games emulated, some SNES games. I fucked up making Mega Man and Base, so I made 2 copies of it. We got Genesis games, More Mega Man. Sonic Spinball, my favorite. Some GBA games. Pokemon, Mega Man. Nothing really surprising here. Some Game Boy stuff. Some more Mega Man. These are my, like, regular apps that exist on the system. My Face Raiders isn't a Bomber Snow. It has been for, like, the last 10 years. Hacking Garbage. Badge Arcade. I used to go on Badge Arcade literally every day for years. I have so many badges. And then the old stuff. Actually, I wonder if I can show you my badges here. I don't have like an intricate badge setup right now. I just have a few of them. But if I press place badges, you can see I have quite a few Mega Man ones. Probably quite a few Pokemon ones as well. Yeah, lots of Mario Maker ones, lots of Mario ones. Over 1,000 badges, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Also, the screen's dying, but yeah, don't worry about that. Now, the last thing I'm showing you today may not fit on camera properly. Yeah, it's not going to. I'm going to move the phone. This is a display case for the Nintendo DSi and DSi XL. It's a bit grubby, it's a bit sun-stained, because I found it pre-owned, of course, for an extraordinary amount of money. I really shouldn't have spent that back in the day. But you can see it's got the thick pen and the thin pen. There's another one missing here. But you can have two DSs displayed there with the cords into the back in the store. It's metal, it's quite large and quite heavy actually. But yeah, no, this is pretty silly. And there's one thing that I like doing with it that I'll show you now. I used to have my DSs set up like this. You remember how I said I had two copies of Platinum? One fake, one real. I used to have them in sync, sitting in this, on charge, at least one of them, when I wasn't using them. I'm just going to let it play for a minute. And then this can be my outro, actually. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back again in the future, I'm sure. But this here is childhood, isn't it?